one thing that keeps you going?
Family motivates me, yeah. Family motivates me, and the need to do better.
Yeah.
You know, need to do better.
I mean, if you had a chance to change one thing in Africa, what would it be?
I've heard this question. I guess the psychological mentality, and of
everybody, every entrepreneur that has actually encountered, in quotes, abroad, keeps mentioning mentality, the keyword mentality. And I'm also making this point again in this video. You know, it's a major point that I'm also taking note of. Mentality needs to be reset in Africa. All right, we need to stop saying belittling ourselves. We need to stop seeing ourselves as if it is until we get somewhere outside the shores of our land that will make it. This is another typical example that we're seeing, and each of these entrepreneurs are virtually, you know, saying the same thing. You need to change your mentality. You need to refocus your ideas and your goals. All right, less the challenges. If there are going to be challenges, face it up and move ahead and achieve your goal.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be taking a look at it's another special video by Wodemaya's YouTube channel, where he interviewed the founder of a baby diaper, you know, manufacturer. You know, now a focus is this interview on the inside story of how the first baby diaper manufacturing factory was, you know, is being operated in Nigeria. So, you know, with the series of these events all over Africa, particularly Nigeria, we are beginning to see that the narrating, we are beginning to see that the narratives of development or underdevelopment that has clouded the, you know, some certain media in quote is gradually changing. So, as usual, I want you guys to sit back, relax as we take note of one or two things that we can learn for life and not for school. And remember to subscribe to this channel, turn on your bell notification, leave your comment and a like, and let's learn for life and not for school.
Africa is the future, really. If you want to invest, if you want to do well, and you want to transform, this is the place to be. And it's also one of the most peaceful parts of the world, contrary to what people think. Africa is actually a very peaceful place, and don't believe everything you watch, you read. So if I read what was online about Mali, I wouldn't visit or go to Mali. I wouldn't go there. Because when I went there, people said, be careful, this, and I'm sure they said the same about Nigeria as well. Yeah. So you need to travel.
It seems as if there's some people behind these kind of narratives. You know, I don't know what they're gaining from it, but it's sure not working as far as I can see, as we can observe.
Visit and do a lot of homework. My name is Paul Denaya. I'm the CEO/MD of Weme Industries Nigeria Limited. We are a manufacturing company in Lagos, Nigeria.
You see, the narratives of this manufacturing, infrastructural development that has clouded Africa for a very long time is gradually changing, because this is not like a wild goose chase. Neither is it a rocket science. Even if it were a rocket science, the human beings that actually built the rocket itself that launched into the moon. So, and the brain matter that produce this kind of inspiration and thought and reality is the same brain matter that Africans have. So Africa is no different from any other human being that is contributing to his or her own development in his or her own respective country. So this is what we should establish in our minds, and we should stop playing the narrative of underdevelopment.
Went to the manufacture of baby diapers, baby wipes, adult diapers, nightingale underlay pads that's used for delivery, sanitary pads, face masks. Yeah, went to a 360-degree hygiene solution business.
Even though I was born and raised in Africa, I never knew like we make diapers in Africa. I thought diapers are always imported.
Well, they're not imported. They're made in Nigeria.
Made in Nigeria?
Yes.
Since when?
1979.
Since 1979. Is this the first ever manufacturing
Of diapers in Africa, yeah. Started here, 1979. So my parents started it.
Your parents started it?
Yeah.
And you took over from your parents?
Yes, I did.
What is the inspiration behind this whole manufacturing plant in Nigeria?
To make diapers is a need for mothers, and it's also needed to improve hygiene. If you don't have diapers, you use your hand, you use a cloth, and you'll be washing. It's not efficient in taking care of babies. So the diaper is there to make life easier for the mother and for the baby.
So what kind of diapers do you guys make in here?
We make diapers for babies. We also make diapers for the elderly, for the incontinent elderly, or the health impaired. Yes.
So the raw materials for making diapers are here?
No, we import the raw materials from abroad and we process it here. Some raw materials are got from here.
And what is the percentage of the raw
I would
materials?
say 15%, 15%, 18% are got locally.
So all this were produced locally?
All of them produced in Nigeria, yeah.
And where is this going now?
This is going to Abuja. This is going to Abuja. That truck over behind you there is going to Ghana, by the way. That's going to Ghana.
That truck is going to Ghana?
It's going to Ghana.
So which means that you also serve the continent or within West Africa?
We're serving the continent. We're trying to serve more countries within Africa because it makes sense, because it's a bigger market. You can't just be in Nigerian markets. We need other markets as well. Because in those markets, they import from abroad, they import from China, they import from Europe. So why import from Europe when you can import locally from your neighboring African country?
And this importing from the neighboring African country is also very affordable.
It's more affordable, it's quicker, because you don't have to travel 3 weeks by sea or 3 months by sea from China. It's a month or 2 weeks.
I've always been very curious about these imports. I mean, why should Africa, why should Nigeria be dependent on imports from countries that are miles? I mean, thousands of miles, sometimes 12,000 miles away. Are you getting it? I mean, it's just not economically sustainable. Rather, most of all these things being imported should be produced within the borders of the country, so that it will sustain and of course reserve, favorably preserve foreign exchange, scarce foreign exchange, and then everybody will not be running after the little foreign exchange that's been. And besides, it could also serve as a means of earning foreign exchange, this same foreign exchange that has long been sought for by the country.
China is about maybe 2.5 weeks because of the border delays that some of these truckings experience. Yeah.
Do you believe that it's about time Africans start trading among themselves?
We have no choice. It's been about time a long time ago. We have no choice. If we had a better choice, we'll be trading outside of Africa, but we have no choice. Africa is the only way you can trade because there's a lot of needs in Africa. If you go to countries like Cameroon, for example, they import these things and at a high price. So our prices are lower, so it makes sense for them to buy from us and for them not to be importing from France or China any longer.
Of course, it's definitely going to be cost effective, because why trying to import a local material that you can actually is already finished in production right here on the African soil? It's going to save a whole lot.
Yeah, so it makes sense as long as you can invest, because it costs a lot of money to invest and buy machineries and train people. If you look around, it's all 100% Nigerians here.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work that's been sunk here, and I had to come back and take over the business so that it doesn't go to waste.
What do you mean you have to come back and take over the
I was
business?
abroad for about 2 decades before moving back. You know.
What?
Did you hear that? He was abroad for 2 decades.
Did you come back?
I came back because I saw my parents were getting old and I had to come and help them. And they were struggling. I said I wasn't coming back, but I just came back once. I lost my aunt and I noticed that these guys are really getting old. I can't. They took care of you in childhood, then you have to take care of them in their later years. So it was an emotional decision, and I don't regret it. It's tough, but I don't regret it.
How tough is it being back? How tough it is?
You don't want to know. So, in order for you to thrive, you have to create a lot of things from scratch.
Wow.
Your power, your water, and you have to. It forces you to use your knowledge, your skills. You have to max out on it. But by the end of the day, if you now look back 10 years, 15 years, you would have created something so big, and your return on investment is usually higher in this part of the world because no one has done it before. Unlike going to markets where everything has been done, your return will be smaller, maybe 1%, 2%, 5%. But here, your returns are likely to be huge because you're an early starter, and again because nobody wants to do it. So those are the benefits, but you have to be in for the long term, not for a quick fix.
So yeah. So which means that when you come in here, you identify a problem and you bring solution to the problem.
Absolutely. Some things are easy, no hanging fruits. Like just putting the right person doing the right job. That's easy. And that by doing that, you fix a lot of problems. So if you have an accountant doing the job of a doctor, that's so easy to fix. And you know that person is not the right fit for the job. That's very easy to fix. So many things are easy to fix, then there are harder things to fix. So you start with the easy ones first, then increasingly you get better. Then you learn, you read, you study, you watch videos. When I watch my videos, I came across your videos, you know. When you're researching, when you research a lot, you come across many things. So research is actually critical for success in Africa. In fact, there's no data available. So you have to go out there and find that data. And where there's no data, there's usually opportunities.
Will you say returning to Nigeria is worth it?
Oh yeah, it's worth it. I mean, I can't go back to the UK. I wouldn't want to go back to the UK.
Oh wow.
I'm not interested in going back to the UK.
You're not interested in going back to the UK? Is the money that good here?
It's not that, but you're the master of your own destiny here.
Wow.
You're not working for somebody else. You're freer. There's no racism. You're not paying 50% tax on your salary. It looks good. It looks good, but if you look at your pockets, it's not the same.
How many people have you employed so far?
We have over 400 staff.
400?
Yeah.
No, you're an inspiration. And congratulations.
It's a very large factory. This is just part of it. This is not the whole factory.
This is the whole factory?
This is not the whole factory. So I'll show you more. I'll walk you through. There's a lot more. Because machines take a lot of space and you have to, you know, lot of cabling, there's a lot of parts in the machine, but this is where we make baby diapers. So some of the seconds, they call seconds in diapers, yeah?
Okay.
Wastes
Yeah.
that don't meet a certain grade,
Okay.
we export it. Some parts of Africa want it. They don't want to buy the high grade, so we export some of it to Mali.
Okay.
So Mali takes some of our second grade. So that truck over there that you're seeing over there
Wow.
is going to Mali.
Going to Mali.
So it's almost for next to nothing. It's very cheap. So we send it to Mali. Then here we make something called net pad. Net pad is used when women deliver. When they deliver, they have their period almost on a daily basis. So this is what it's used for. It's a maternity pad. So we use these machines to make it.
The industry is called Wemi.
Women.
But the brand that you're making here is Dr. Brown.
Dr. Brown.
Why the name Dr. Brown?
The reason for the name Dr. Brown is because my father was in Liverpool for his education in the 70s, in the 60s, and he saw a brand called Dr. White's. So when he came to Nigeria, when he came back home to Nigeria, he said, you know what, since there has Dr. White and we are brown people, we decided to call it Dr. Brown. So it has nothing to do with a foreign brand. It's actually a Nigerian brand. They call it Dr. Brown because they're brown. They're not actually black. We're a shade of brown. Yeah? So that's where the name Dr. Brown comes from.
Okay.
Yeah? So that's that.
Session?
So we make something called blue pads, sanitary pads in this section, and we make face masks as well in this section.
Wow. You make face masks in here?
We make face masks here.
It's like literally you make everything.
Everything hygiene, we try to make it. You know, a hospital, hygiene, business, this is a hygiene.
Was your dad a medical doctor?
My mother was a medical doctor.
Ah, that makes so much sense.
So all the ideas came from her. So we make face, but face mask is not a fast moving product any longer. During COVID, we were busy. So during COVID, we made a lot of face masks.
So those are the machines that.
This machine for making the pad.
Okay. What is the pad name? Do you have a name for it, or is it the
Dr. Brown sanitary pad. But we sell this mostly up north, and it also sells well in Ghana as well. This is the Dr. Brown brand in Ghana.
You believe in made in Africa stuff?
Well, if you've lived abroad and then you know that they're no different from people abroad. You can do it here. You have to just do the work, do the research. I mean, most of the work in any kind of business is research. Once you do the research and see the gap or the opportunity, then you just pile in. You know.
But Africans patronizing.
Yeah. I mean, you have no choice. What if you try buying local or try buying imported stuff? The price difference is always there. But I think it's difficult when you start because your price might be more expensive when you start. But if you keep pushing and keep trying, over time you'll have a price advantage because I'm using local people, I'm paying in Naira. There's a dollar element in the importation, but everything else is Naira.
Yeah.
Salaries, everything they're paying. So
How many baby diapers are being produced in a day? In terms of quantity?
I don't know the quantity. My operations are already that, but we're not producing at the moment because they're doing it's not the biggest part of our business now. We started with baby diaper.
But which one is the biggest now?
Our adult diaper is our biggest business now.
Okay.
Baby diaper, there are many people doing baby diapers now, so we do a smaller quantity, so it's not our biggest one, but our adult diapers, we can do up to about 40 foot containers worth of it a month, which is huge.
Quite impressive.
Yeah, and we export, so.
What happens in there?
We manufacture ice cubes.
You manufacture ice cubes.
Edible ice cubes.
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That ice, man.
So
this runs on solar then?
no, it doesn't run on solar. It runs on an industrial
Nigeria?
Yes, it's worth it. It's tough, but it's worth it. If you get it right, you get it right big. You know, and you have your peace of mind. You might not make the kind of money you make abroad, but you have a piece of, you're adding, helping your people, and giving your people jobs. There's more satisfaction in doing things for not just Nigeria, even Africa. So this job has made me go to other African countries like you. That's how I came across you. I've been to Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Benin Republic. I opened a depot in Cotonou. You know, so I've traveled around and I've seen the needs that people have, and the need is for more manufacturers. Nigeria should be a manufacturing hub really for a lot of this country, because you need a high volume of people for manufacturing to work. So some countries are a bit too small to do manufacturing. So you need high numbers of people. So Nigeria could be a hub because it has a large population already. Then that extra capacity can now go to other countries. And it's easy to travel. We speak the same language. There's cultural similarities. And there's also a chance to, my vision really was, once we get into other African countries, we can have a call center whereby we have from different countries, because we speak different languages, French and English. You can have it in one spot, and create jobs and opportunities for them. So there's really a lot to do, and there's also need to teach people about manufacturing. The people I see, like me in the country, are not Nigerian. They're either Indians or Lebanese. So we need more. It'd be nice to see other black faces. That's why I was encouraged. I want this kind of interaction for people to try it, and I'm open to help, advice on how to do it. But I've said something. The key to business, one of the critical, is research. You can do research even for 2 years. Research to the bone to make sure that I'm planned, to make sure you get it right. Because the problem is that you don't do enough research, you now get unstuck. So what you've just seen is just some of our businesses here. And this business is a business of necessity. I was tired of dealing with foreign exchange problems. I said, okay, what can we do that doesn't have foreign exchange stress? So we decided to use the skill that we use for making baby wipes, which is water. We use water and baby wipes. Use water and make ice. And we said, okay, let's make bottled water as well.
So now you're making ice, and now you're going to make bottled water.
So start doing bottled water.
You're expanded. I mean, from your father's vision to now your own vision.
But it's also survival. You have to keep doing something. Put food on the table.
Okay.
You know, I've got 3 kids. They're abroad. I have to change money into pounds to send it abroad. That's not chicken change. So, in fact, having a family also forces you to start thinking, how am I going to pay this bill, school fees, and all that kind of stuff. So, all this kind of thing forces a man to start looking for how he's going to thrive and take care of his family.
Well, what has been the major challenge that you faced since you started this business?
I think capital is the biggest challenge for many entrepreneurs. Who was going to give you the funding for every project? Who's going to give you money? Who's going to give you? The bank will borrow you money at a crazy amount of money. Investors will bring money. They're asking for a lot of equity. So the answer to that is to do the work that you can do before the money. Anything you can do without the money, do that first. Then look for the money last. It's the secret to the soul. Even with the business I'm doing here, I need the money, but I'll do what I can do within myself first. Then when the person that has the money comes, oh, he's done this, I can say, okay, he's already running it. Then he has to get the money. That's the secret to it. But it's hard. It still doesn't come any easier.
What is that one thing that keeps you going?
Family. It motivates me. Family motivates me, and the need to do better. You know, to do better.
I mean, if you had a chance to change one thing in Africa, what would it be?
I've heard this question before. I guess the psychological mentality and of
Everybody, every entrepreneur that has actually encountered, in quotes, abroad, keeps mentioning mentality, the keyword mentality. And I'm also making this point again in this video. You know, it's a major point that I'm also taking note of. Mentality needs to be reset in Africa. All right, we need to stop saying belittling ourselves. We need to stop seeing ourselves as if it is until we get somewhere outside the shores of our land that will make it. This is another typical example that we're seeing, and each of these entrepreneurs are virtually, saying the same thing. You need to change your mentality. You need to refocus your ideas and your goals. All right. Less the challenges. If there are going to be challenges, face it up and move ahead and achieve your goal.
Don't depend on your government. Don't disappoint you. Don't rely on your government. We're talking about government. Look for things you can do by yourself, with your network, with the private. If you rely on that, you'll be hurt. And we always complain about our governments, but try and change your mindset and look for how I can solve the problem on my own, with my team, with people around me.
And that also includes software debugging, building software, utilities for end users too. You need to learn how to do this on your own and get the code to run.
Don't look out for some savior. Look for ideas on how, or read about people who have made it. Read their stories.
Yeah. How's the demand so far?
Demand is strong because there's a lot of incontinent people. The country we sell around Africa, not just Nigeria. Yeah, the demand is what, adult diaper is not something that people want to shout about. They're having. It's a health-related issue. But the elderly use incontinence. The elderly are incontinent. Aged mothers who have had 7 kids suffer incontinence. Babies also are born every day, so they use diapers. So these products are used on a daily basis. We're an FMCG business. That's fast-moving consumer goods.
But when we see mega projects like this on the continent, most Africans think that it's been done by people that don't look like us.
Yeah, so this is to prove that and encourage you that it is possible. The mindset. When I went to Cote d'Ivoire once and I told them we make baby diapers, the person looked at me like, "Are you for real? You actually do it?" And he thought it was 419. I said, "I have to show him a video that we do it here," and she was shocked. So this is to break the myth and the psychology that you can't do it here. And I'm sure you do that a lot with your
So
it can be done.
It can be done, which means a black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
Absolutely. All right.
Thank you so much for talking to me. Appreciate your time.
That's just about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell notification, leave your like and your comment. Until next time, cheers and all the best.